New millionaires as well as billionaires are being introduced every other day all across the globe, rather than simply being born with fortune. And every single day someone new enters the class of the modern rich. The old rich, as people refer to them, are the ones who were either born into riches, or they generated that wealth the old way. If we think about them, they are the ones who are simply unaware of how the modern rich are generating wealth today. In this video we are going to discuss about 4 unique perspectives that the modern rich see the world with, and more importantly, how do they potentially manage to amass such enormous wealth? So, without further ado, let's dig right into it. First and arguably most important, is you need to recognize the fact that attention is the new currency in today's world, if you want to get wealthy as quickly as possible. You must understand this very well. There are a few reasons why attention is considered to be a valuable commodity in the modern world. One reason is the increasing amount of information and content that is available to people through the internet and social media. With so much information vying for our attention, it can be difficult to filter through it all and determine what is worth our time and attention, and what's not. As a result, the ability to capture and hold someone's attention can be seen as a valuable skill or asset. Another reason is that in today's fast-paced world, people's time is limited and in high demand. Hence, the attention of others is often seen as a finite resource that must be carefully managed and guarded. In this sense, attention can be viewed as a form of currency that can be exchanged or traded for other forms of value, such as entertainment, knowledge, or social connections. Finally, attention can also be seen as a form of power or influence. The more attention someone is able to command, the more influence they have over others, the more opportunities they may have to shape public opinion or affect change. Today, basically every single soul on the planet has a smartphone of their own, providing them access to the internet. The modern rich are profoundly aware of the fact that if you can capture people's attention, you can become phenomenally wealthy, and that too being quick. The more attention one can draw, the quicker and more effectively one can make a ton of money from that, and the more wealth anyone can amass overall. As we all know, that humans have in recent couple of decades, developed the technologically necessary level of connectivity, that allows everyone to be constantly in touch with one another around the globe. The majority of the internet oftentimes already knows about an event, or has heard about a news or incident, before it has even been covered by the mainstream news outlets, since news these days actually spreads way faster through social media, than it does through the national news outlets. You know, back in the day, before we had the internet and everything that we have today, one couldn't just make some videos with a device and generate an income. In fact, there were only a handful of particular ways to generate an income, and those were mostly through conventional means, such as the stock markets, real estate, or via personal contacts that people had, with the wealthy and influential. Although stocks and real estate are some excellent ways to generate money, but, let's be honest, those are basically too slow and sluggish. See, the average returns from the stock market during let's say any given year, would be approximately 10%, and the typical returns on real estate in the current market is roughly around 10%. That's basically the same. But the interesting part is if you look at the numerous ways that the modern rich make money, is mostly through the internet. At the end of the day, their income is going to increase anyway, cause even though people won't be buying real estate or stocks that frequently, they will still need entertainment and information, which are the 2 big reasons why people use the internet, to either be entertained, or learn something new. If we think, back in the days of old money, before people were so extraordinarily interconnected, attention wasn't that important, because one couldn't reach so many people as you can nowadays. However, with the internet set up the way it is today, most individuals are online the majority of the time, and you can see that all around you and everywhere you go, which clearly shows that if we can capture attention from people, we can become super wealthy, and that even very quickly. Secondly, your income is only confined by your level of creativity. Creativity and innovation can be important factors in increasing one's income. For example, people who are able to come up with new and unique ideas, or solutions to problems, may be able to start their own businesses, or can even command higher salaries, which can lead to greater and quicker financial success. You need to understand that nowadays, the internet is the leading means by which the modern rich amass their wealth from. Today, in the internet age, you're often only confined by the limits of your own imagination and creativity. All thanks to the power of the internet, it is now easier than ever before to monetize just about anything. Individuals on YouTube, for instance, have discovered ways to monetize lifestyles and so many different things. Just think once about the number of reaction channels on YouTube. What do? Just play some clip right from the YouTube itself and react to it, making thousands of dollars simply reacting. No complex business strategies, just reacting to already existing content. Quite recently, a man was receiving millions of views for videos of himself simply cutting grass. Who would have even imagined a man cutting grass could make so much money? These are just a handful, but there are countless other examples, seriously, countless. The modern rich are those who have figured out how to monetize their interests and ways of life. The amount of money we can make is truly only constrained by our imagination. Additionally, the ability to think creatively and come up with new ideas can also help people to be more successful in their careers, whether they are working for someone else or running their own business. Creativity can help people to stand out from the competition and be seen as a valuable asset in their field, which can lead to promotions, raises, or other opportunities for financial advancement. Creativity is certainly an important factor that can contribute to financial success. If you were to compare old money with new money, old money will look at a particular scenario and say, nope, it can't be done that way. The new money, on the contrary, is simply different from that and would rather go about how it can be done and the possibilities. Today, we have got applications for almost everything one could imagine, and new apps are being released every other day that are intended to disrupt just about every sector imaginable. Companies like Uber and Lyft, some might argue, have disrupted the taxi industry forever, as well as startups like Airbnb, which are rapidly stealing market shares from conventional hotels run primarily by old money. And with the introduction and advancement of artificial intelligence and everything that is upcoming in the near future, all this disruption phase is just in early stages. We know that today, the technology is developing at literally an insane rate, and all these changes will lead to the growth of even more industries and opportunities. Therefore, these days, with the internet, the new rich understand that the old conventional methods of generating income have really become too slow, and as a result, the only thing between you and your quest to accumulate wealth is your own imagination. Third, receiving slow money is about as awful as receiving none. At least if you have the modern rich mindset, you will understand this well. In the context of personal finance, getting no money or very little money in return for an investment can be detrimental to one's financial well-being. This is because it can lead to a lack of financial security and the inability to achieve financial goals, such as saving for retirement or building wealth. Slow money investments may be considered riskier than traditional investments, as they may be less liquid and more difficult to sell, which can further compound the problem of low or no returns. It is important for individuals to carefully consider the potential risks and returns of any investment and to diversify their investment portfolio, not keeping all eggs in one basket in order to minimize risk and maximize potential returns. Since there is nothing wrong with making fast money, if you do it properly, there should really be no excuse in today's world for not doing so. Yes, there are some people have gone over to the negative side and decided to become phony or to lie and deceive others in order to get money, and they're posting fake proofs, showcasing themselves making hundreds of thousands of dollars from stuff like day trading and whatnot, when they're actually making none. Sure, there are some bad apples out there, but that doesn't mean there aren't honest people out there doing amazing things and making genuinely fast money because they've properly absorbed and implemented the mindset of the modern rich, and you, my people, can do it too. Back in the day, the amount of money you could generate was indeed limited because the number of people you could approach was limited, but things in present times have changed, and anyone with a device and a good enough idea can reach millions, in fact billions of people around the globe, totally on their own. Old money has always proclaimed generating wealth gradually and slowly, because that's how things were back then, because there has never been anything quite like the internet that exists today. Old money simply doesn't grasp the idea of fast money. With today's technology, and the way the modern society is set up, there's really no reason to settle for slow money. The days of working for 50 years and relying on a pension are long gone, at least if you want to join the modern rich. This is insanely good news for you, the people watching this video, because those who get in early will reap the maximum benefits. Last one is using digital assets to alter the game. The idea that you should be smart enough to generate the most wealth by putting in the least amount of work or efforts is one of the main ideals held by the modern rich. It is generally a good idea to be efficient and strive to get the most value for the least amount of effort, as this can help to save time, resources, and energy. In the context of making money, being smart and efficient can help you to identify and pursue opportunities that offer a good return on investment of your time and effort. For example, if you are able to identify a business opportunity that requires a small amount of upfront investment but has the potential for high returns, this may be a more financially sound decision than investing a lot of time and energy into an opportunity with low potential returns. The modern rich fully grasped that to make the most money for the least amount of work, you actually need to emphasize on implementing things that will generate revenue for you years and years after you have established them. This is especially true in the age of digital products and constant connectivity. In the days of old money, the only real way to achieve this was to invest a substantial sum of money in the stock market or real estate, or to own a big record label that signs a large number of artists. But in the digital age, the modern rich utilize things like digital goods and digital assets to continue to generate revenue long after they have released a product to the market. Meaning that they produce something once, and it generates income for them repeatedly over a long period of time. With the power of the internet, and things like an application or softwares, it is entirely possible to build something once and have it generate income for you for decades, and that's why the modern rich don't look for ways to work harder, but rather be smart and look up for ways to make the most money with the least amount of work. This is one of the most fundamental rules of the modern rich, is that they devote the majority of their time in building digital assets that will generate revenue for them virtually forever. Ultimately, being smart and efficient in the way you deal with making money can help you to achieve your financial goals more quickly and with less effort, leaving you with more time and energy to focus on other important aspects of your life. So, those were few unique perspectives of the modern rich, which could potentially be game changers for anyone when it comes to wealth creation in the modern age. This is The Modern Rich, where we share the most in-depth psychology and insights of the modern rich with everyone that is on the journey of joining the modern rich. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Consider subscribing immediately for more insights about the modern rich. Like the video and share ahead. We'll see you on the next one. And until next time, thanks for watching.